Hey guys, it's your boy Young Kitch.
It's your boy Gang.
I know it's been a really long time, but we're supposed to send out a video earlier this year. Just got busy with a whole bunch of different projects. But Happy New Year to all of you guys. Wishing you guys the best for 2020. Basically, we're doing this vlog just to show you guys, let you guys know what we have planned for 2020 in terms of the channel, content, everything that's about to come out. So the first thing we should let you know is first we're going to plan to do one video a month.
Yeah.
Whether it's a DIY
Or the vlog, or feature somebody or something. We're gonna try to provide you guys with at least, like you said, one video a month, and then from there we can maybe break it down a bit more.
Yeah, and if you might get a bonus or 2 months depending if one of us goes on like a random road trip or anything. Most of you probably might not know I'm involved with a lot of racing stuff, so we'll post stuff on on Instagram, but we'll come out with a video at least once, minimum of at least once a month on the channel. So we'll let you guys know of that.
So basically what we're kicking it off with is there's coronavirus. I'm a big sports guy, not only just motorsports, but sports in general, and today is what, the 14th of March, and all sporting events around the world have been cancelled, including the opening of Formula 1, which should have been in Australia, and as far as I understand, it's what, 2 other ones that have been cancelled as well?
Yeah, so they just announced yesterday that the Bahrain Grand Prix, Vietnam Grand Prix, and the Chinese Grand Prix have been postponed due to the coronavirus outbreak. They're predicting that the start of the season might not happen till May.
Well, that's kind of long to wait on some racing still,
mean,
but I mean, for what's going on, I can understand, which is weird because it throws off on what we were supposed to do, because we're talking about driver changes, rule changes and stuff like that. And basically what we're going to be focusing on today is what do we do in the meantime.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple friends right now. I've been following, most of you guys who do follow Formula 1, who are heavily involved in social media too. A lot of people are upset about it. But what can you do?
Sorry, I don't have the corona.
But what everybody's just trying to take their precautions. They're actually questioning right now if the usual 2 to 3 week break that they normally have during the middle of Formula 1 season will actually still stand. They might just run it right through, or they might even cancel a couple of the races for the season. So we just have to watch out and see what happens.
But besides that though, what changes have occurred in since last season to now? I mean, I haven't watched the series on Netflix yet, because I know a lot of times that series on Netflix kind of explains what happened in the season before. So what changes can we look forward to?
So definitely there's not really much changes in terms of drivers. The only real driver change they have this year is in Williams. Williams, they have Nicholas Latifi.
He's Canadian. I think he's representing Canada.
Yes. He's doing a driver change. He's replacing Rubens Barrichello.
Okay.
Basically, he stepped down and joined Williams. That's the only driver change, really. Everybody's still there. Lewis Hamilton and Alex Albon, Max Verstappen in Red Bull.
Leclerc, the boss.
Leclerc definitely is the one to look out for this season. Bottas is another one to look out. He started last season strong, but Hamilton came around him. Also to that, there's actually another event that was added onto the calendar for this year, which is the first time, which was the one that just got cancelled, the Vietnam Grand Prix. They have not been back there in a couple of years.
Okay, because I didn't even know they had it there this year.
Yeah, apparently it was the last time they ran that event was back in the 90s.
Oh wow, so we're talking about a couple decades.
Couple decades is from what I understand, so they're bringing that one back up.
Okay, that's good.
Besides from that, everybody's favorite Grand Prix that coming out throughout the year, Brazilian Grand Prix, of course the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, which
Spanish Grand Prix.
Spanish Grand Prix as well. And again, everybody's upset about the Australian Grand Prix because usually the season opener is what is what determines what's going to happen for each car during the season.
You see, I kind of feel like some people might say this puts the drivers at a disadvantage. I think this allows the younger drivers or the more inexperienced drivers to kind of, still be on an even play field. Three events if they actually do cancel 3 or 4 events as a result of the corona.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that will stand this year in terms of points.
I mean, they'll have to compensate for that, and they'll figure out how they'll have to compensate for that. But at the same time, I mean, we're looking at 4 races in without points. What will be the next event after these 4 races?
So
What should be the next event in the event that the coronavirus is okay?
So if they do go ahead and start everything,
Dutch?
the Dutch Grand Prix will probably be the first one on the calendar.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if they're going to start it off with the Dutch or they'll go straight back to Australia and probably
okay.
cut out something else. So after the Dutch Grand Prix, they're supposed to have a Spanish Grand Prix. And then we'll see what happens from the calendar from there, I guess.
So
how
basically-
the point system is going to go.
Basically, they have not said if they're gonna start from the Dutch Grand Prix, or is it that those prior events are actually cancelled? Or
There are no reports of what's going to happen,
Uh-huh.
but the Chinese Grand Prix is cancelled, apparently.
well, I
From
mean
what I
that
just
one
read
I
on
can
the
understand
website.
because
Yes.
of the outbreak. But
Right, Chinese Grand Prix is actually cancelled. It's going to be off the calendar for this year, from what I understand.
Okay.
Kind of moving on from there, they did do preseason testing from the 19th of February. It was from the 19th of
Spain.
Yes, all testings were done in Spain. It was on the 19th to the 21st was the first round of testing. Everybody seemed to do well during testing from what I've been reading. Second round of testing, everything seems to be fine, so it should be a pretty even playing field from what they start off with. But I mean, right now we just got to wait till the first race season of the year happens.
I mean, to be honest with you, this video is being recorded. Basically, it would have been a few hours after what would have been the Australian Grand Prix,
what would have
and this
been?
would have spoken about as well the results from that Grand Prix. It's a big thing, the fact that we can't have any of these events as a result of certain things. But we're going to do what we can to bring the coverage to you each month. So basically, every month we'll talk about. So I think the video will fall when there's about two events that have passed.
Yes, because normally they run it either every week or there's a space in between, so it'll be every other week. So you're looking at roughly about two events a month.
So we'll bring the coverage to you. We'll let you know what's going on and work from there.
So one of the things we should clear up while we're talking on this topic about refueling, there was a lot of rumors going around at the end of the 2019 season about will they bring back refueling, and the answer to that is no. They've decided not to bring back refueling. What they've actually done is that they've reduced the size of the tanks by 2 liters, I believe.
Oh wow, okay.
So 2 liters, the tanks have actually become smaller. There will be no refueling. For those of you who do not know, refueling was initially banned for safety reasons as of pit stops were getting too fast and teams were having trouble of getting fuel into the cars in a short time.
So my question is, I remember at the end of last season they were showing images of what was to be in terms of body design. Was that for 2020 or was that for 2021? Because I noticed that the cars did not look drastically different than 2019 season.
That is rumored to be 2021.
Okay.
From what I've seen online, most of the images for 2020, the cars haven't gotten much change. It's a couple of aero changes, couple of wing changes, yes. But I think they're trying to bring back refueling. I mean, the only thing we can do right now is wait and see.
See what happens.
Yeah.
There was also rumors of them bringing back the fenders, like covering the wheels and stuff like that.
That was a rumor. I have not heard anything.
Okay.
So
Just
I
making
mean,
sure.
we can stick around and watch research on that. The other thing that they were trying to bring up too was Formula One in Miami of 2020. That's not happening this year.
But it's going to happen in 2021.
That's what
It was approved for 2021.
It's approved, but honest opinion, it sounds great to everybody. I mean, bringing back another street circuit onto the calendar, but honestly, it takes a lot of preparation.
Yeah, and I mean, based on living in South Florida and seeing what the streets are in Miami, I'm not sure where they would run that without having to do, major road changes and actually surfacing roads and stuff like that.
If they get away with it, I mean, it's better for us. I mean, we can actually go to a Formula event and watch it, but I mean, I'm all for it, but I need to see how they're going to get it done in a year. And based on this outbreak and everything
I think
now,
everything might be
I
pushed
mean,
back.
there might be a pushback.
So where else we stand? What else we talking about?
Well, I mean, what's your personal opinion on what you think the season would have started off with? What's your driver for the year?
I am looking. Leclerc is actually my driver in general. A young driver that had aspirations of driving for Ferrari, ended up even driving for Ferrari. That's good for me. He didn't perform how I expected him to perform last year. What's the French guy's name for Red Bull?
Alex Albon.
No, the next one.
Oh, you're talking. He went back to Red Bull. He went back to the junior team for Red Bull. Lance Stroll.
No, not Stroll.
Sergio Perez.
Not Racing Point, for actual team Red Bull.
Oh, Max Verstappen.
Verstappen is actually my, I'm not gonna say underdog, but he is the, he has some talent. It's his attitude that gets me, but my two drivers are him and for sure Leclerc. I think this season should be a good fight for both. I'm hoping that the big drivers like maybe Hamilton steps down this year, hopefully, to give a rise to these younger talents, because these kids are really, I shouldn't say kids, but these younger drivers are really good at what they do. I saw, it was Verstappen, right?
Yes.
Last year, held off Hamilton in a race, and it was amazing.
To be honest, yes. I mean, I've had personal opinions about Verstappen, and I might say he has definitely matured over the years as a young driver coming in. He's definitely matured. Last year, you saw him calm down completely from where he was. And I mean, my drivers for the year, I mean, this is where like me and you always have war with Hamilton. But Hamilton is always my driver. But to be honest, for this season, Hamilton is still my driver. I'm not doubting that. But everybody has stepped up their game to the point that to me, this season is going to be a surprise. I mean, for Alex Albon to move up middle of last year, show himself in Red Bull.
Really well. He did.
I'm on the lookout for him. I'm on the lookout for Verstappen. Leclerc definitely is at the top of my list because, to be honest, you know, most of you guys who do watch Formula 1 and everything, Vettel is a phenomenal driver, but Vettel cannot handle pressure. Every time he becomes under pressure, something
He does.
happens. He breaks.
I mean, you can say the same for Leclerc, but Leclerc is more of, I would say it is about his time in the Formula 1 so far. He has what, his second year in Formula 1?
Yes.
Yeah, so.
And I mean, to be honest, besides from everybody else, in terms of in-team driver rivalry, it's going to definitely be Hamilton. They battled out the beginning of last year. It's going to happen again this year.
That did, but
it's going to be a fun.
no, you know, you might knock me for the Hamilton thing. I respect him as a driver. He's a very good driver, no doubt. And I don't think Bottas can run with him toe to toe. And that's just my opinion. I think if fans out there don't like it, so it goes.
Definitely. I mean, there's not much upgrades I see this year, based on what they're saying for Formula 1 this year. They did talk about, I think I remember talking about in terms of wheel size. I think the wheel size might have gone up. I'm not sure. I got to do a little bit more research on that.
Yeah, let's do some research on that and see what the science is behind that. Because I know there's a lot of science between what they do and about what they do. So let's see what that's about.
But I mean, for Formula 1, that's pretty much it. I think the next topic we should definitely talk about is what happened with Jamaican motorsports. Most of you guys who do follow us, who is from Jamaica, who is watching this, to be honest, Jamaican motorsports has died over the past couple of years. Circuit racing,
radical then.
circuit racing has definitely taken over more than rallying and everything. And to be honest, I'm a huge rally fan. I mean, I'm a co-driver. I've been certified. I've done all the training to be a co-driver and everything. But motorsports last year did kick off pretty well. I mean, Fraser McConnell, he did rallycross and did very well last year. In terms of circuit racing had its weird stuff. I mean, more radicals were introduced to Jamaica last year. We did miss the likes of the King David Somerville.
Is he back this year?
Actually, his son is taking over that radical. For most of you guys who do follow social media, the first meet of the year and the May meet, which is supposed to be held at Jam West for Labor Day weekend,
cancelled.
have both been postponed. Not cancelled, but
Was
postponed. Yes.
Okay, because I saw Kenty did an interview talking about the drag rivals
Yes.
being
So
postponed as well.
I think from what I basically understood from what Kenty is trying to say is that after this virus was kind of pushed and they realized they're kind of in the clear, all genres in terms of the drag racing committee, circuit racing committee, rally sport, I don't think has too much involved, but will still be involved. All of them will be in terms of a meeting to kind of decide, okay, we've lost 2 to 3 meets.
So what do we do next?
Where do they kind of fit it in towards the calendar?
Yeah.
To be honest, April and May is circuit racing meet, then the following one after that is August. So they would either have to drop one and keep one either in June or July. Because it's too close to have 2 circuit meets for a month for somebody to basically come back, service the car. If the car needs parts, to do any upgrades, anything like that. 2 months is too close, especially in this financial situation everybody is in.
So, I will give you my take on Jamaican motorsports. For the record, I have been involved in motorsports directly as media since, I would say, about 12 years ago. Jamaican Tuner was something I was a part of, and it's something I've always said has been somebody that's been watching Jamaican motorsports since I was 5 years old. Not going to give you my age, but it's been a couple decades. It's crazy the evolution of it, and I see where more and more I know drivers that don't have the opportunity as a result of financial restraints, and I see where drivers who don't have the talent but have the financial capability expand and are able to do stuff. I'm not gonna say Fraser McConnell is not a good driver. I respect him, very good driver. But I know drivers out there that would be able to do a bit better. I respect him. He did well, represented Jamaica really well. Enough love, enough respect to him. But as it relates to like Dover and stuff like that, I am not a big fan of the radicals. Because we're looking at, there's what, 4 or 6 now this season.
So Calgary bought another radical.
Okay.
So he has 2. I'm not
So
sure if he's racing both.
So we're looking at
Senna,
new boys.
yeah.
Senna.
Kyle. That's 3 so
That's
far.
3.
And Wings has gotten a new one.
Which is 4.
It is rumored that Mark Mully from Barbados is supposed to bring his.
So that's 5.
You have Christian from out of Trinidad
6.
to be bringing his. And then you also have the Mazir. I don't know who will be campaigning the Mazir Radical this year. That's the one that Wings drove last year. I don't know who will be campaigning that, or if he'll be even campaigning.
What's her name?
Sarah Mazir.
No.
I think she's driving her Pro Truck. I don't think she's driving a Radical.
Okay.
But there's typically about 7 radicals that will be showing up to Dover this year, which is why the first meet was slated to be called the Radical Invasion.
So my take on that is this. For those who don't know Dover history, one of the biggest races at Dover used to be an open wheel challenge. Every car was supposedly on par, and it showed driver experience and driver skill as what resulted in the winning of the race. For these radicals, I don't know how much of a fan I am. I would say if you say, alright, let's bring about 8 or 9 more there and provide other drivers with the ability to compete, because we're talking about, for example, like a Peter Ray.
Yes.
You take Peter Ray out of his RX and put him into something like this, it would be great for him. It would be great for the motorsport. But that is where the downfall for me of Jamaican motorsport is. And it's the limitation of the man that can't afford. And I guess in every motorsport scene everywhere in the world, that is an issue, yes. But in Jamaica, I think it's a greater issue.
And I mean, I agree with you to that point, because yes, I like the concept of, okay, bringing a one-class open wheel, all cars being on par, you see who the better driver is. But you're still not seeing the full potential of everybody. Because again, like you said, Peter Ray, I'm sure if you put Peter Ray in a radical right now, even at his age, which we're not saying he's old, which is a very young boy. If you put Peter in a radical, have him drive the car for at least 3-4 weekends to learn the car and everything, he'll be up there with the young guns such as Kyle Gregg, David Somerville, Wings, everybody else like this. But yet, looking at Dover, you still have people out there who cars are literally what we define as built, not bought. You don't go buy a race car, then build a car from the ground up, them save money out of them own pocket, they make sacrifices. Alan Chen is one of them. Even Team Brownstone, those guys come together as a team. They come together as a team, build a proper car. Even back in the day, look at Andre Anderson. Before Andre Anderson got recognized as Total, he built his car all-wheel drive, and it was ruling his class. You know what I mean? Even David, when he brought the TA1 and Doug Gore brought the DTM, you're still having a built machine versus a DTM car.
Machine, you know? But you see, I thought about, we're going to get into some politics though. We're talking about Gore. After Gore's, in my opinion, the younger one is the better driver. And that is where I will stand on that.
In terms of Matthew?
Yeah, Matthew is the better driver. And I saw where Doug brought a DTM, which is a very amazing machine to attract that, in my opinion, it would not exercise the maximum capabilities of that car. The car is more of a top end because it was V85 if I'm not mistaken, or V6.
V8 I believe.
So it is we're talking about top end speed a lot more than getting up to speed. Somerville had his TA1, that's what it was.
Yep.
And that car, for those who don't know, TA1 was Time Attack 1 from AMS, and that car was perfect for Dover. But you know, times has changed. The radicals are way lighter, without a doubt, and I know they've come. I think it's 4 and 6 cylinder, if I'm not mistaken.
4 and 6 cylinder. I don't remember what size motors they are.
But them, you know, I say Doug with a car that is more fit for WRX versus Dover now,
So,
which is what does he have now?
He basically has a Kia. I mean, I get his concept. I will agree with you on that. His concept is phenomenal. I won't say that. In terms of he's trying to bring a rallycross car, you know, trying to intertwine it into circuit with the whole system he has on there. Yes, but it still needs some tweaking.
No,
I mean, the concept is great. I see where he's going, because I mean, I've always said I've said it to you before. If me and you were to have a race at Dover, the first concept car I'm going to go after is anything that is hill climb, like back in Sweden.
Exactly,
but because those cars have the right power to weight ratio.
Plus suspension.
Exactly.
But the thing is,
and with Dover, me and you both know it's not really a matter of power. You can have the least powerful car.
True.
If you have suspension and brakes, you don't need anything
acceleration.
else. You know,
and I mean, it's a rallycross car, in my honest opinion, if it's as a base car, it's a good idea. However, I don't think that car in particular is suited as it stands for Dover. And I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash about this, and I really don't care. But it's a matter of, he went for something, yes, outside of the box, but still not thinking along the lines of, what do we really need for Dover? The reasons why the Radicals do really well is it's a lightweight car, a quick acceleration, amazing braking as a result of being lightweight. So suspension is proper, braking is proper, acceleration is proper. You don't have that in that car that he has.
Right, and I'll agree to you on that, definitely. I mean, it goes back to the days of I'm going to say the early 2000s, because I mean, I don't remember when I was born in 94. But it goes back to those days of when Dover had the Formula cars. I mean, there's still some of those Formula cars.
Formula cars was 90, if I'm not mistaken, 93, 94, 95. The open wheelers, yes.
Right, I know they didn't have them up to 2000s, because I remember being a little boy, you know, at Dover, seeing these running class.
Yeah, them.
It's going back to that concept which I like, because now you're going to see who is the better driver. But
out of
it's
six
still
drivers that have a bank account bigger than mine and yours put together for the next 15 years.
Exactly.
And that's the problem.
And I mean, that's why I say they should actually do a different class for them, because now you're running those 6-7 radicals in that class with a man from Moby or Brownstone, Mandeville, wherever, in the same class with a car that they built at home, built in the
15
garage.
years ago. Basically, you were saying that they should have a different class for the radicals.
For the radicals.
And I agree with that. I mean, like you said, if we're having more than 4 or 5 cars of the same basic build and stuff like that, I think they should run their own class. Because running Thunder Sport, you're looking at a bunch of guys, like I said, that most of these cars are old cars. Like I said, Peter Ray car built from when? Like it's been in the 90s.
Peter Ray's car's been around for years.
Yeah, so we're looking at old technology versus new technology versus people who have the resources to purchase these technologies. So for me, Jamaican motorsport should know, shouldn't be based too much on the money, but that's what motorsport is. When he used to have Husey having the open wheel, he purchased those cars himself and provided them to drivers. And say, yo, we're running this, we're running that. There's a certain thing you can do and what you can't do. And then he saw who the driver was.
And he also had the option of purchasing, but you couldn't make any huge changes.
Yeah, and that is what they say is, in my opinion, Dover should go back to something of that effect. Yes, you have your IP classes and your modified classes and your Thunder Sports, but you have a bracket class that is basically the same chassis, basic, same stuff, and it is determined mainly by the driver. That's my opinion. I also think that whoever is watching this, if you're representative of Dover, please upgrade your facilities.
Well,
I know it takes money, and I did see the other day that they're doing some stuff.
Yes, we're actually going to get, that's the next thing we're going to actually talk about, is that the JRDC held their elections recently.